Oh boy. Alright. Sorry about the delay there, guys. I got a little sidetracked with something. It looks like I forgot my drink. I'll be right back. I need some water because your boy's thirsty. Alright, there we go. Now we're good. So as soon as this update finishes, we'll get into it. This is going to be a little different, obviously, than my normal videos, because I always do the recording, then, you know, all the editing and whatnot. This will cut out that middleman for me, which will be nice. Alright, so while we're waiting, I don't know if you guys probably saw it, but the notification about those new Sokai revivals coming out, that's pretty cool. My, who said it? I can't actually remember who, but someone mentioned very quickly that they just keep rerunning the same older suits and not the newer ones, but when you think about the player base, more people have been joining recently, so kinda makes more sense. Okay. And hopefully the audio is balanced fine. Let me know if I need to get louder or the game needs to get quieter or anything. Wait, what happened to the server? We were doing so fine, too. What happened? Why are we just suddenly not downloading? Am I gonna have to reboot the game? No, it's increasing very slowly. I guess I'll just use this time to have a snack. Hey Evo, what's up? What's up? Well, like I said, having a snack, just waiting for this download. Which for some reason has decided that it just doesn't... I'm just gonna reboot the game at this point. What the heck? Seriously, what's up with it? Sure, German, you can get a high as well. Well, that's all I need. I just need a good, fast download speed. Yeah. Oh man, look at this. So much better than the first download. I don't even know what happened. Alright. We're good? Let's get into this. And ignore the random noises from the vehicles outside. If I don't do this, it's going to get very hot in my room. I gotta have the windows open. Hey, what's up with my broadcast? Come on. Oh, it's going to do that to me, is it? Okay, give me a sec. Gotta fix the display. We were doing so fine, too. And it decided to wait right up until the point where it's like, okay, let's actually stream and get everything going. Then it's like, hold on, let's break. That's just... oh, that is not cool. I could do this very, very easily if I didn't also have to stream audio. But, you know, gotta make sure we get audio in there, too. These never go right. It's gonna work? No? Oh man. At this rate, I might just... oh! Oh wait, there we go. Does it display properly? Opa, look at that. Oh yeah. Okay, let's get this ball going before the technology breaks again. So, we'll open up as I normally do and take a look at the new event items. Manufactured coin exchange. Alright, build Gundam Mark II. I don't even know if you can bug me on Facebook, Steven, because my Facebook... yeah, no, my Facebook isn't public from what I know. I don't use it at all. So, let's take a look. Oh, that shot attack. Well, you know what, it is a welfare, I guess. Unfortunately, the word tags aren't really helping it either. What about width? So it bumps up to 3K, which... I don't know, man. Like, it's not terrible, it's just... and the EX skill as well, raising just shock defense of your squad. If that was both buffs, at least that'd be maybe useful on a supporter, but... oh. What about the chest? Come on. Cool. Okay. Will Gundam type, debuff EX skill time up. I've said this before, but like... when you have a debuff skill, it lasts for a lot longer than you should typically have a fight go on for. So it's not that useful. Okay, and word tags again, not very helpful. Stats are... the shock attack's a little higher than average. So, okay. Max value. Okay, well... it's not... it's just the trait and tags are so useless. The stats just don't really do much for it. If the trait was really good, or the EX skill was really good, then we'd be cooking, but... as it is. Raise your melee and shot attack. Okay, that's actually a pretty decent set of arms. That's actually a really nice buff. Stat-wise, unfortunately, it is depressing. It's not really shot-oriented, it's not really melee-oriented, it's so middling. Oh, man. Even with... oh. If at least the shot attack got to, like, 800, maybe, but 500? This might be viable in a shot build, because technically, unless you have Sokai arms, you're not going to be losing a ton of shot attack from this, and the buff makes up for the stats you're going to lose, because you can easily EX10 it. So, the arms I'd say are maybe for shot. Not so sure about melee due to the disgustingly low stats, but they might be useful on a support machine if you're looking for a general... Oh, never mind, it's just yours, it's not even your team, so never mind. No, it'd be just a shot machine if you don't have really anything awesome to put there. I think... Don't the Dynamis... No, the Dynamis head is the one that has archer stance. I was thinking the Buster Arms. The Buster Arms are the ones that are the same as this. Okay. Arms are, I think, probably going to be the best part out of the welfare, and even that's kind of, those stats. Mid-shot attack raised when your speed attribute. Unfortunately, like, yeah, the majority of weapons are mid-range, sorry, the majority of good weapons are mid-ranged or long-ranged, but forcing yourself to fight at mid-shot when you might have a long shooter or you might use a sniper rifle, you're just kind of gimping your options with that. There are much better legs available. And again, the tags, just not doing any favors. Can I show off my favorite builds? I don't really have any favorite builds. That's the thing, is my 3 main builds right now change very often. They pretty much change whenever a new decent part comes out, or premium material rolls around, or I just feel like doing something different. I can show you the builds I'm currently using right now. Storm, don't joke about that, man. We don't joke about that. Okay. The backpack. Cougar Rush. Ooh, spicy name. D Pierce B plus power. Doesn't look like it's a cutscene with that disgustingly low cooldown time. Like, it's a backpack. That's all I legitimately have to say about it. The EX skill has a typical welfare spread, the word tags don't do it any justice, and the stats are pretty much the same as all other backpacks. So unless Cougar Rush does something crazy... Okay, Beam Sword. What do we got? That is really low melee attack. While for computers, initial EX skill okay, so this might be useful under very specific build circumstances where you have a shot machine that has the 4 computers tag and you get a 12% initial EX charge, but God, that is so many niche points to be hitting to make this thing useful. 4 computers is in itself a difficult tag to really work into a build, so I'm gonna say that that's just a really bad part overall. Like, it has... In a 4 computers build, it could be good, but outside of that, it's pretty bad, and 4 computers is not very easy to build around anyways. The Beam Rifle. Job gauge increase boost by 13% when your speed. The problem is, right, it depends on what job license you use. This would be good if you had a defender and it was like all about actually doing defending, right? Rushing, blocking, and interfering. But it's just not really useful. Like, job license abilities are cool, but they are in no way going to be a make or break for a fight unless you really get a dragged out battle against somebody. The shot attack is atrocious on it too, so yeah. Even with 2 marks on it, it just becomes like a viable part with that trait. Okay, what else we got? Oh man, my favorite class of weapon, a physical bazooka. God. Physical ranged weapon, reload speed boosted by 15%. Well, that's going to be a write-off of a trait. Physical weapon reload speed's not... Actually, I should just say, reload speed in general is more or less a meme. The only weapons that I've used, I found reload speed useful on, were the beam sniper rifles. And that's only because they take so long to empty a clip and then reload, but with the reloaded speed, because the intervals between shots is quite long, it's actually a constant chain of shots and they stagger. So it helps. But again, that's one of those things where you have to meet all these other requirements for it to really shine. And this is for physical. So maybe it's good for bazookas. I don't use bazookas, unfortunately. I just don't like the way they function. The shot attack on it's pretty low. Again, it's exactly like the other weapon. And again, word tags. Alright. What about this? The Mark II beam rifle. Okay. Ooh. Okay, this could be useful. When you have 60% armor or more, your special shot power is boosted. So, special shot's interesting. You need, I think it's mid shooter and long shooter. I'm pretty sure mid shooter has access to a special shot. But being able to boost the power of that is pretty convenient. The problem is the stats on this beam rifle are, well, to put it nicely, they're piss poor. It is a welfare weapon, so that's to be expected. The thing is, there are other guns that offer special shot power boost while having a higher stat distribution to start with. So not only do you get the same buffs, but it's less investment. And again, word tag selection. Oh boy. Last thing, movable shield. Okay, so it's a shield. Shooting damage taken reduced by, it's a flat amount, just write it off. Every time I see a flat number come up for increasing damage or decreasing damage, it's just useless unless you're at a really low level, because my shots are hitting for like over $1,000 each. Reducing 20 damage is gonna do like nothing. Anyways, so looking overall at the build Gundam, I'd say the part that stood out to me the most was the arms. It has a pretty decent buff on it. The stats leave some to be required, but as shot arms are not that common, could be pretty useful overall. It doesn't, pair up to, or it doesn't meet the stat values that we had from like the Sword Striker arm. I'm pretty sure it was the Sword Striker arms. They had like 1100 shot or some ridiculously high number. But they're, in my opinion, a pretty good placeholder part while you're looking for other stuff for a shot build. They're not the best, but they're still pretty good. And bazooka, what was the trading in on that? It depends on how the bazooka, I guess it depends on the rest of your build more than anything. I just don't like bazookas, man. If that wasn't obvious. Okay. So, let's look at the gacha. So we have the spring capsule. I'll look at that later. One thing I do want to look at before I go anywhere else is the Sokai revival banner. Alright, so it is 7%. Cool. So they do have the boosted rates, and it's over 0.5% for each of the unicorn parts. Cool. And then 22%. Alright, and we get a spring coin. Okay. Well, almost clicked on the pilots there. We gotta do this step by step. Step by step. Let's look at the try-on. Okay. Shot attack is okay. Yeah, that's in the higher ranking areas for a 4-star. High mega cannon, AD spread. That looks almost like a cutscene, the 15-second and then 60. Transformer. At least it has high firepower. Okay. It's a head, I guess. You could definitely do a lot better because there are heads with some amazing traits and buffs on them, but this looks like a pretty interesting part. I'd put it in like a kind of a medium-high bracket, if anywhere. Melee, shot attack, yes. Those are nice values. Those are nice offensive values. Hyper Minovsky, Shohoken, Trizin, yeah. Restrain enemies, and then you beat the crap out of them, then you get a melee boost. Cool. Deep Pierce, A+ power. Okay. So overall, that looks really cool. That's definitely a cutscene with that delay duration on it, and it has a high stat distribution to boot. It has high firepower, which is kind of depressing considering it's a beam melee type of skill. So if the skill was shot, or the tags were like close combat or anything like that,
This part, in my opinion, would be put a lot higher. But because of the availability of parts that we already have that kind of outshine this in other slots, you know, Bisect comes to mind right away, I don't know if this is really a part that can be recommended. The stats are really nice on it though. The EX skill looks powerful. It's just that it's the combination of the word tags with what it brings to the table. It's a good part, but I don't think it's worth like blowing any like rolls on. Premium material for sure, but that's the part I'll have to go back and visit when I'm redoing my premium material selection video. I'm gonna have to take a better look at it. Okay. Detach your forearm and unleash a rocket punch. Cool. Long ranged. DB+. Okay. That's something that physical kind of lacks, is like a quick ranged, you know, pocket hit. So that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, the melee attack is, I think that's actually the same stat value as the Barbados 4th form arms. And yeah, like it's arms, again, it's high firepower with high melee. Why? Man. Like, at least they don't have integrated shields. At least they don't have integrated shields. Okay. Filler for the build training system? Actually, I can see that. That's a pretty good point, Trigger. That's a pretty good point. Some of these tags are unique. Okay. Yeah, so the arms, like, they're a set of arms, they're interesting, but I think that what they bring to the table, it's cool. It just doesn't do what it has to do to usurp the rest of the stuff that's available to us. I think that's the best way to phrase it. Okay. Legs, Raptor Breaker. Who could have seen this coming? Okay. Yeah, the stats are the same as the Barbados arms. Okay, thanks for checking for me, Moose. Alright, B Pierce, B plus power. Unleash a pulverizing kick, blah 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 blah. And lower your enemy's melee attack. Okay. Now, okay, here's my opinion on this, just right away. You read it, you think, oh cool, I can reduce the enemy's melee power, really good on a support machine, because chances are your legs have something else. It's a physical melee, this is going to go on a physical machine. Most people are running a straight red frame legs. If not, you probably have something else specific to your build. The pickle with this, it can't really go on another machine of yours because you have no way to direct who it hits. In other words, in the arena, your machine that has these legs could target the enemy shooter, or the enemy healer, or the enemy tank instead of the melee unit it needs. If Bandai adds an option for us to change who we're controlling in the arena, or direct skills onto certain things, or the AI becomes improved and actually focuses on the right things, right? Like melee down focuses melee spec units, things like that, this would jump up in value. As it is, it's kind of a wild cannon, and unless you're playing the support build in the arena and you're letting your two other machines go ham, I don't think this will really shine. It's a very cool trait to have with an offensive option to it. I just don't think it's going to get a lot of value out of it based on the randomness that is arena and AI. The other pickle, if you want to have something on low cooldown, the cooldown traits on the legs, that's also very true. So it's an interesting part. I just think that as the game currently functions, it's not going to get anywhere near the showing it should. Okay, double cannonade. Fire powerful beams from the cannon on the back. B plus C. That's a nice spread. If only that was an A- Pierce, I would be so happy with that. As it is, it looks pretty interesting. The parts, that's actually a pretty decent stat distribution, but why? Why does this suit have so many high firepower tags, but all of its stat distributions are weighed towards melee? Like, why? Whatever. Okay. The skill looks cool. The stats look really nice as well on this part. Unfortunately, they just don't complement you. This suit doesn't complement itself. It brings a package of, look at my humongous melee damage, but on the flip side, look at all my shot buff traits, or my shot buff word tags and stuff. Like, it's so conflicting, man. It's cool, but just doesn't do it for me. Doesn't do it for me. The word tags. What is this? What is this? God. It looks like a Megazord. Ooh. Oh, I like that. I like that aesthetic. Oh man, that's actually pretty good. Okay. Okay, what does this do? Initial EX skill charge boost by 20% while you're Transformer. This is another one of those word tags that's pretty interesting, as we don't have a lot of really high tier parts that use this word tag. But that's a pretty decent EX skill charge amount. Now, issue here being, this is only really going to be good on a shot machine, obviously. The melee attack on this, 3,582, is not bad, but there are better weapons available, at least, again, in my opinion. You know, I look at that 4,004 melee damage whip. Right, I look at the recent weapon we got, the Sazabi's weapon that broke 4.1k. Right, there's more offensive options available, and I think that this trait will work best on a shot machine. But obviously, I'm probably mistaken about that. Someone's going to sit down and crunch those numbers out and prove me wrong. But I'm looking at this; it looks heckin' cool. I would hate to run into that in the arena because it is imposing looking with its friggin' fan blades out, but yeah. I don't think that trait is going to be very useful for melee fighters. Just where it is, and I don't know very many melee parts that use Transformer. Anyways, let's keep going. I don't want to hold up here. At least there's no one to complain about the Astray word tags now. Like, oh, I'm gonna complain about the Astray's word tags. I don't know. Like, the Astray Red Frame, all the older machines are interesting. I don't know in a good way or a bad, but they were definitely kind of floundering around and trying to feel what would be the best options and what would not be the best options back then, but they didn't know what they were doing, and now they have a formula. I don't know if I like the formula, but they have a formula. Someone mentioned, you know, there's a whole bunch of mad parts and one decent one, and that does seem to be the case, but I don't know, man. Like, especially with the way that the Sokai stuff just dropped on us, all these renewals, I'm almost afraid of what's coming next week, because if it is one of those limited banners, right, if it is one of those limited banners like we had the last 2 months with the Penelope and the Quanta, then this could all just be a way for them to try to milk us of our horror before something really good comes down the line. We don't know, though. It's also random. There's order in the chaos. The thing is, with high firepower giving melee and shot, you have to remember, one, yes, it is 5%, which is a low value, but the bigger issue is most shot parts that are available, decent, whatever you want to use, whatever term, they bring high firepower as well. Melee parts typically don't. So by relying on activating high firepower for your melee build, you're putting yourself into a very precarious position because there's very limited options. Whereas if you're building a shot machine, you'll have a varied amount of options because of all the different parts that have ace exclusive and high firepower and things like that. It's kind of the issue. Okay, Hyper Beam Saber, let's take a look. 3,582 melee attack, same as the other sword, with power, strong melee crit. Okay, so it's a stat stick. Comes with Transformer and high firepower. It's a sword. Doesn't look neat. After seeing the Great Sword, this just looks so pitiful in comparison. God, they should not have opened with that. It ruined my expectations. Okay, so looking over the entire Tryon 3. It has some very interesting parts, some great stats distribution. I just think there's kind of a conflict of interest in regards to the stat distribution and the word tags and the available EX skills on the machine. It is heckin' interesting. It's one of the more unique ones that we've gotten in this game. You know, it looks like a Megazord. It's a modified, double Z. It's cool. I just, man. It's interesting. That's my summary. It's an interesting suit. So, Stray Red Frame, Kai, Custom, whatever you want to call it. What are we bringing? We have no stats. That is definitely what we are not bringing. Okay, wow, it has Pro Tag and Close Combat. So, this would be a replacement part for the Astaroth head. My melee build uses the Astaroth head currently because it also brings Pro Tag and Close Combat to the table while having a decent distribution of stats. It's decent enough to not be absolute hot garbage. So what I'll have to do is look at this head directly next to that and see what works best. And, okay, I'm looking at the backpack, and when it's rotating around, that almost looks like there's a laser gun pointed to the back of the head. It's really entertaining. Like right here, it looks like it's trying to shoot itself in the back of the head. That's just poor placement. Entertaining, nonetheless. Anyways. Yeah, so looking at the head, word tags are pretty much going to carry this into any viable builds. Enemy shooting power reduced by 30% if your machine is technique. This could be very convenient. If you are running a technique build that is melee focused and centric, you'll probably have very low resistance to shot, whether it's physical or defense or resist. So running a head that can just reduce the enemy shooting power, it's pretty good. It's going to be pretty handy. Alright, let's look at the chest. What do we got here? Infighter Job, strong melee power boosted 17%. Now, this is a lot better than strong melee crit. If you're doing an Infighter, when you dash and attack out of your dash, you'll do a strong melee right away. As this is just boosting the damage from that, and your strong melee hit does do the most, you could technically do some kind of really disgusting cheese build where you keep rushing them point blank and smacking them with your weapon. God, I would hate that. God, would I hate that. But it's viable. That's the sad part. Stat distribution. What's the max value? 30%? Yeah, it's pretty handy. Okay, so the chest is a normal chest with less than 400 melee and shot. The word tags are quite nice. Okay. I'd say it's a pretty cool looking chest for melee. There's most likely better floating around out there, so I'm like, that's the thing, right? It doesn't wow me, so I don't want to. I'm going to put this on the I like the word tags and the traits pretty nice list. I'm just making up lists as I go, by the way, if you haven't figured that out yet. Alright, let's look at the arms. 3181, alright, cool. When armor's 80% or less, alright, so that's already made it kind of meh, and melee crit rate boost. Out the window, peace out. Pro tag, close combat tags, unfortunately there is just way better available in the pool. If you like the red frame, cool, alright, don't let anybody tell you otherwise, but if you don't like the red frame, I would not recommend these arms. Legs. There's the Gerber Stray making a remake. Oh, and Tiger Pierce, B+, B-. That's a nice spread. 6 seconds initial, so it's most likely just some kind of quick rush. Unleash a combo with the 2 swords. Okay. So probably not a cutscene. Pro tag, high move. Man, if only you had close combat too. Now, this doesn't give any buffs, doesn't give any heals, but it has a very, very healthy offensive spread for a physical melee skill. I'm gonna have to see this in action before I give it a final verdict. But if you're able to dish out as much damage with this as you are with Bisect, or more damage because of that spread, this could do very well. Bisect has the additional boost to it though, so gonna have to play it by ear. The rest of the stats are pretty much standard for what you'd expect from a set of legs on a 4-star. So, it does have Pro Tag, looks like a good EX skill on paper. Okay. Those legs will have to be looked at in a little more detail later on, but I'd say they're pretty good. I don't think they're better than Bisect, though. Okay. D, A-, transform your tactile arms into sword form and unleash a combo attack. Okay, so they decided to not use bow, which would have been pretty cool. They went with sword. Okay, stats look pretty normal for a backpack part. This doesn't look like it's a cutscene. Pro tag, high mobility. I don't like the high mobility tag that much. I like pro tag a lot, though. I think most people can agree on that. There's a lot of things they could have done with this backpack, and I don't think they used the best of it with this, but it's a backpack. It's interesting. I don't think it's anywhere near competition, though, for what we currently have. A side grade for the normal red? I'd almost agree with you, but I think the head is pretty solid. Okay, we're back to start. Okay, so looking at the two suits, oh no, wait, we missed the swords. I looked away for a second, and the swords came and went. I thought there was something short. All right, cool. So they classified these as twin blades. Makes sense. 4004 melee attack, pro tag in close combat, while pro tag. Okay, well, these swords are now top tier. Almost every single melee build is going to run pro tag because of the sheer availability of that word tag. And now your weapon just complements you by further giving you a boost to your EX charge. And if you run the Susano alarms, you then also get another humongous boost to your melee damage in general. Good lord, these are really nice. I know what's going on my list. Ooh, spicy. Okay. Well, that's good. That saved the day for the Astray Red. Okay. So, yeah, that's interesting. I definitely need to look at those legs in a little more detail. The rest of it's kind of meh. I think the head's pretty neat, though, based on what it can bring. Come on, there we go. Yeah. Okay. It's pretty neat. Okay, let's look at the pilots. I'm gonna look at you last, because you're a supporter, and we all knew that. Oh, they made Heine a defender. What? Excuse me? What? Why are you a defender? What? Okay. 893 melee attack, debuff EX, whatever, close combat commander. Like, man, that's such a half-baked setup for him. That hurts. Ouch. Okay. He's a pilot. That sums up my review. Yeah, the 3-star really did. Alright, Lacus, wow me with your crappy stats. Ooh, yeah. EX skill recovery boosted by 140. Okay. Commander for space. Alright. So, overall, the stat distribution on Lacus is piss poor. Sub 800 on everything. I'm pretty sure this is, not Rao. Oh, the other dude with the mask. Sex? Oh god, I can't remember. All I know is that this number distribution is pretty common, which kind of hurts. Of course I'm going to roll for her. Do you not see the title of the video? Okay, I'm rolling for her no matter what. It's just, is she good or not? No, she's not. Doesn't stop me from rolling for her. Okay. Yeah, no, that's definitely a only roll if you really want it. Okay, well, before we get into rolling for Lacus, 2% rate up, that hurts. Let us look at the spring capsule thingy. What's in here? This is just a general all parts, right? Yeah, okay. Everything up to now. Alright. Right. Oh, well that's an error right there. You seeing that with me here, gang? You seeing this lovely Japanese text in our non-Japanese game? Alright. And nothing else has changed on here. Cool. Shop. I want to see what's going on with... There it is, Spring Coin Exchange. So if you roll on those revival banners, you can trade for items in this shop, which doesn't seem to be very useful at all. Oh, never mind. Hello, box expansion tickets. How are you doing? Ding dong. That's cool. Okay. Well, where's our notices here? I wanna read up on that spring banner real quick here before we go on. Spring campaign, spring login bonus. So we get a single so that's a daily roll every day and a spring mission ticket. Spring missions, and we just get lots of money or nippers. Cool. And then we have the Sokai reboot. Oh, we didn't see the Zeta banner, so I guess that snuck in at some point and the bot didn't scrape it. Cool. Okay. Well, that's that. Let's get these rolls for Lacus going, shall we? Haru. Oh boy. Okie doke. So, who wants to bet how many horror chips it's going to take for me to get a single copy? Are we looking at a single 10 roll? Are we looking at all of my horror for not a single copy? Oh man. Okay, here we go. First 10 roll. 5,000? Oh, you're going with the odd numbers here. That's brutal. Great. What do we get? Starting strong with a blue. Nope, it's a green. I got bamboozled. Oh wait, no, it shows the maximum rarity. That's right. So this is just going to be a blue. Yeah, while rolling for this, I'd also really like to get my hands on Rue, because I still don't have her. That makes me really, like, tilted. I should have rolled when her banner came up, but I knew we were going to get hit with Lacus at some point. Okay, what do we got on here? Once we get a purple thing, I'll actually put it blue. Blue, that's a skipper. Oh, we got Heine twice. Cool. And a copy of Shiho. Cool. 4.5k, so everyone's thinking that this roll is what I'm going to be getting there. Let's see what happens. Is there even going to be a purple? Wow. Wow. What? Oh boy, chat. Chat. Green, who cares? Yes! Chat! I love you guys. You don't even understand. You guys... Oh, I'm doing this more often. That is fucking great. And we get an app. Oh, that's ironic. We get a Kira too. We just get the whole fucking... No, we don't. Alrighty. Now, here's the thing, right? I really want to roll more because I want to get higher EX Lacus, but I know that it's not going to make a difference because her trait is just completely useless. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on to the rest of my Haro, and I'm going to wait because I know they're going to release another version of Lacus later on, and they're also probably going to bombard me with Quad between now and the anniversary. Oh, suffering. Suffering. Roll unicorn? Oh man, I don't want to roll on the unicorn. I don't want more bazookas, thank you. I don't want to relive that. That was tragic. Absolutely friggin' tragic. What I will do though... Let's just do this now. Here, you like Bazooka Storm? Could you just stop existing? Okay, thanks. As you can tell, I don't level up pilots very often. I have a bunch of mats just laying around. Okay. So, someone also mentioned they wanted to look at the builds I'm currently using. So, this is what I'm using right now as my main build. So, just some reasoning behind what I've kind of done here. So you can see I have the Ace exclusive and high firepower tags active, which do help round out the numbers a bit. I can definitely get higher than what this is right now. I'm waiting to finish up on the Buster. So the way that this build works is the fin funnels are kept as a pocket for ignoring incoming EX skills, because the HWS backpack actually gives you iframes when you use it. This was found out, I think it only took a few days after it became available in the game. And so when you use it, you get like 2 to 3 seconds of just nothing can hit you or hurt you. So I use that to dodge EX skills. Then I have the IF bunker from the sumo arms. I'm still trying to find a better set of arms to replace that with, and I'm going to be redoing the build. But it's been difficult to find a good set of shot arms that I want to use. And then, yeah, the rest of the parts just kind of fill in. I have the freedom legs because the rail cannon does dumb damage. It's nice. And I would be using last shooting instead of IF bunker, but I need the sniper rifle to get my high firepower requirements. So, yeah, Hazuki, the HWS funnels, they get a few seconds of complete invulnerability. It's really nice. So, it's the only way I know of to really dodge things reliably, other than using an EX skill to counter it by charging at them too. So, then this is my melee build. As you can see, it has Pro Tag and Close Combat activated. The skills are really straightforward. You got NTD, you got Tar, you got Bisect. It's the bread and butter build for melee. No, Ergs, I'm not going to look at the quad arms. Go away. Don't make me ban you. Oh, why Dead NG? That's a good question. So if you look at the tags here, Ace exclusive and high firepower. I don't know why it has those tags, but it does. So that's why I use it. I hope that answers your question. So yeah, on here, pretty straightforward. Yeah, like I said, it's got NTD, it's got Trans Am Raid, Bisect, all that. Good stats on it. It's quite convenient. I just need to get around to golding the lesser parts on it. And yeah, Mike, it really is a weird set of tags. So, let's see. We also have my last one here, which is an absolute monstrosity, mind you. Look at that. Oh boy, that form factor. But anyways, so this machine was pretty much built with no specific goal in mind other than to fill up my third slot in Arena. But it turned out to be really convenient, because if you look at the skills, it also has NTD, it has the Beam Tonfras from the Unicorn, and it has... I'm also building the entire straight gold frame, so I'm just going to slowly start swapping out parts that are available on this. It doesn't really have any good word tags active like the other two do, but it has a pretty decent, or should I say pretty healthy melee and shot attack split. So, yeah. And then beyond that, the rest of my suits are just kind of mishmashed. I got the Buster over here, which is just kind of... Well, he's kind of a shadow of his former self. You don't see it when you look at him, but he's missing a lot of stuff on there. Because, yeah. I did originally have this as a full machine, but I ripped out a bunch of parts, and now I'm just leaving this together to put on marks and tune up and upgrade it. Yeah, then I have some empty slots because I just don't really need anything put in there. I have my event suits, which are just... I just slap event boosters on them, and then you get to the end, and that's really it. So yeah, I played very minimal when it comes to builds in this game. The suit I care least about has the highest C power. Man, that's just the thing. Yeah. Well, hopefully, guys, that this entire thing was enjoyable. First time I've done a live streamed impressions video like this, so it was neat for me. Yeah, hopefully everyone had fun. A good call, by the way, everyone, on Lacus. So I think next time that something I want comes up in Gacha, I'll do this again, because clearly it works great. I just swear, if you guys say 15k Haro chits, I'm gonna have to find some of you guys. Give the old what for. Alright. Well, I'm not going to ramble on. I just kind of want to burn out my energy and get playing the game. So if you want to talk more, I'll be hanging out in the Discord for a while. Probably crashing a bit. Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Well, peace out, guys. I'll see you guys all later.